Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Laura, and in this video I wanted to take you through a brief tutorial around child's pose or Balasana. Now this pose has so many variations to it, and it's funny because so many lineages claim this is the right one, that's the right one. Frankly, they are all wonderful and they are used for different reasons. So I wanted to talk a little bit about all the different ways that you can do child's pose. Well, I'm sure there are more besides the ones that I'm going to think of, and why you would want to use any one of them at any one time. Okay? So in my lineage, the traditional Balasana or child's pose is a very tight, small, fetal position. So it is actually knees together and go into it with a super rounded spine. So your spine is in flexion. Hands are back by the feet and head is down. Now what's nice about this position is a few things. First of all, you're in fetal position. It is theoretically the most comfortable position for the human body because you're being supported in all sorts of ways. You are also protecting the kill zones, if you will. Remember, on a really deep level, we're still primal beings. And the kill zones are the organs and the throat. So when that's protected, you feel safer. Now, the challenge to that, of course, is most of us aren't as flexible as we once were when we were fetuses. So this position isn't always possible to reach. And I'm going to show you a couple variations in a moment. But the nice thing about it is you're drawing in all of your energy. You're letting yourself be really small. And it's in this position that you can actually be really present and quiet. So another variation that people often do is arms up and overhead. And sometimes the arms are relaxed, but they're still overhead. Here, you're reaching. Even if the arms are relaxed, energetically you're reaching. You're not in place, which is actually a great thing. If you're just warming up, you're getting ready. It's like you're starting to wake up. You're waking up the body. Reaching those arms is incredibly appropriate. Now, if you've done a really big pose like down dog and you're starting to quiet down, then doing a really small hands back pose is much more appropriate. You're going to get more of the benefit that you're looking for, which is the quiet. Now you can make this more active, of course. They often knees are apart. I love this variation. And you're reaching the arms, and now you're in an active pose, which is very different, very, very different. Now you're warming up through the shoulders. You're warming up back through the hips. Still feels really good, right? But it's totally different reason. You would do this now more for warm up, getting into the chest, the upper back, the hips, wherever it is that you're warming up. You can go side to side a little bit to warm up into those hip joints. It's definitely more active. Now, another one I like to do, some people call it puppy poses, what I call extended child's, and that is taking the hips up and taking the chest down toward the floor. And this is just a really great variation of downward facing dog when people don't have the shoulder flexibility to get into down dog, so that, you know, if you're in full down dog and your shoulders aren't flexible, you can really hurt the shoulder joints. Or it's just a good variation for warming up, or someday if someone just doesn't feel like down dog, they can do this position. But again, can you see it's totally different from this? Okay, so let's talk about how to get into this child's pose. So in this I'm going to say the final, Balasana, the one that I was just showing you, the knees are together. And the reason for that is it's much harder to round the spine, much harder to arc the spine, I should say, to be an extension, because you want to be rounded. You're going to round over the legs here. And the other thing is you can't breathe forward because the legs are in the way, which forces the breath into the back body, which is a relaxing breath. When you breathe into your back body, your diaphragm stimulates the vagus nerve, which stimulates the relaxation response. So it calms you even more. So I have people start in all fours, knees together, feet together. You can do this with me if you want. Draw the belly up and really, really round, and keep that rounding as you go into the pose. You'll feel your tailbone tucks even more as you go back. And then you can bring the hands back and keep rounding all the way down. Now, if you get a little claustrophobic, then you can separate the knees. I mean, if you have a large chest or a belly that can get in the way, you're obviously going to have to modify. Take those knees apart, but watch, when the knees are apart, you're much more likely to extend the spine. And you still want to have a rounded spine even when the knees are apart. Now, a couple of other variations you can do, again, if you don't have the flexibility that you had when you were a fetus. And, you know, I have students who get to here and like they can't get any further. So I put their forehead down on a block. And here in this position, sometimes this isn't as comfortable. They would rather have their arms up and overhead. And that's totally fine. Just let them play with it. Another variation is for people who have knee issues. You can place a blanket right between, you can do it between the heels and the sit bones too, so they don't have, you know, they're not squishing down to the knees, or you can even bring it up higher, right behind the knees, so that when they come forward, they don't have to have as much compression in the knees. Now, finally, I have two other variations I like to teach if people are really just not comfortable in this position. My husband has knee issues, and I just, as much as I try, I cannot figure out a good position for him. So I have him do it on his back. It's not quite the same, but it is child's pose, right? And actually has its own benefits. I have him hold behind the legs, because if he's here, he's going to put pressure on that knee. If you don't have any issues with that, though, you certainly can just hug the knees. I just have him hold back here. Or you can also do it sitting. And I like to do this one too. You know, if I've done reverse table, Purvottanasana, or arm balances, this can feel really good. You're drawing the belly in, you're rounding, so there's that spine, the rounding, chin to the chest, and release. Isn't it amazing how you can do so many different things with such a simple pose? It floors me. Wait till I do a video on Tadasana. There's so much you can do in Tadasana. All right, y'all, would love to hear what you think. If you like this video, please like it, comment below. I'd love to know if you have any other ideas or thoughts around child's pose. Please share. I would love to learn from you as well. If you enjoyed this video, enjoy my channel, please subscribe and click on the bell so you receive notifications and anytime I drop another video. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Namaste.